You're listening to In Response, a legacy podcast. A show where three handsome guys talk about their favorite Magic the Gathering format, Legacy. This show is brought to you by createness@anycost.com and Austrian-legacy.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/response_legacy. And now, lean back and enjoy.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 48, the split format of
In Response,
a legacy podcast.
I'm Philipp Klein
I am Daniel.
And I'm Peter Plank.
and we're talking about legacy.
Most of the time.
So guys, did you hear the big news for us Austrians? I mean, we are basically European masters right now.
Kind of, yes. There has been an exciting weekend for us, and actually, I'm pretty sure you have heard of it, but there have been nice coverages of the Legacy European Tour, and there was an event called the LMS in Trieste, in Italy, and two guys of our local game store went there. First of all, it's Manuel Danninger. We had him in as an interview.
I think in episode 5 or something, yeah. And he went top 4.
He went top 4, exactly.
Which is really great. So
Yeah.
shout out to Manuel here.
He lost in the semifinals to one guy, and yes, our shop owner Stefan Steiner, storekeeper, and
Who we had in another episode, actually.
But I don't know the number right now.
oh really? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he kind of showed the way of shopkeeping. He won the whole thing.
Yeah. Against Merfolk in the finals.
Merfolk, Monoblue, fucking Merfolk, which is kind of, I thought to myself, is this 2014 or something like this? I don't know.
The half finals was 5-color Zoo, Domain Zoo versus Merfolk.
So everyone wondering, wait, what are these decks? The LMS was despite its name, because the company is called Legacy, who does all the is it professional circuit or something? Yeah, the RCQs and everything. It's done by the Legacy company from Naples, and this event was modern. So we typically don't talk about modern, but this thing, Stefan winning this tournament is pretty huge for us, because he's also a member of the Austrian Legacy League, honorary member, as our shop owner, and that's really great. And this, unfortunately, they took down the interview. Peter, you said they took down the interview.
The VODs are currently not available.
I hope
on
hope
Twitch.
they will do it, make it back up, because it's just a perfect example of how what kind of style or what kind of person our shopkeeper is, I think, when you listen to this interview or see it.
He's a pretty great laid back guy. Actually.
Exactly. Yeah. He played Rhinos. This is, I don't know who you guys, if you're really up to modern a little bit. I'm a little bit.
Not in there.
It's typically in general a deck that...
Is it a value deck?
Yes.
Or a value control deck, am I right?
No, it's a complete mid-range deck, actually.
Okay.
It has a lot of cards that are above 3 CMC, all of them, and 2 different types of cascade spells, Violent Outburst and Shardless Agent. And all of them cascade into one single spell, which is Crashing Footfalls. And you can you always guaranteed to hit it, and then you get Shardless Agent plus 2 for Tramplers.
Yeah, and you have as control like Fire and Ice.
Exactly.
And
Dead Gone as removal spells, Brazen Borrowers, Force of Negations, Furies.
Yeah.
So it's Iraq. Pretty nice value deck, and it run really hot over the course of, I think he went over the 15 rounds, 11, 2 and 1, I think. And
must be 12, 2 and 1 or something like that. It's 15 rounds. if I remember correctly.
Yes, exactly.
He even won against Andrea Mengucci.
Yeah, he won against Miguchi, yeah.
And he was the only loss to Mengucci on the second day, which neglected his chances for the top 8.
True. He even posted that on Twitter, I think, yeah. And Manuel did on the other hand play 5 color Su. With Dracon or something like this new artifact.
The Scion of
Draco, yeah. Kavu, Travel Flames, a lot.
And the Savior of Legacy, Leyland
Binding, yes. Exactly, yeah. So I love it. Really happy. And did you actually know there was a third Austrian in the top 8?
Yeah, from Vienna.
Mm-hmm. So 3 Austrians in the top 8 of this event.
So we are taking over the European scene.
A pretty big, strong force.
Yeah. So when we talked about Legacy, we changed now from the Legacy European Tour to the greatest format of all, Legacy the format.
Yeah.
And in this spot, I want to shout out our not only Stefan Steiner who won the LMS Trieste, but also our great Patreons, Christian Neutz and Matt Duncan. Thank you for your support. If you want to get into this elite circle of Patreons, just go to patreon.com/response_legacy. And now we're talking about events.
Now we're talking about events. We're talking about the first qualifier that happened this year for the European Legacy Masters, and this was organized by JK Entertainment in Germany, and it was a 64 players tournament. And in the end,
who took the initiative?
The winner took the initiative.
Yes, of course.
And yeah, it was apparently a great tournament. I think Nicolo was there from the Bolognese guys.
Yes, he played Breakfast.
Into the top 8.
One of the best decks at the moment.
Oh yeah, Breakfast is so strong. Oh my gosh.
I mean, there are different versions, but this deck serves him also pretty well, and I'm happy to see this. And apparently, he said he had a great time there at the German. I don't know where exactly it was.
It was in Frankfurt.
In Frankfurt, okay. Seems to be a pretty nice event. Actually, I only saw it from the pictures at the weekend. I didn't know this event was happening actually. Is this kind of just a single event?
It's like JK Entertainment always does the end of the year event. That's what they call it, and it always takes place in the first 2 to 3 weeks of January. So the end of the year is a little bit misleading, but I can totally understand why are they putting it this way, because December is always so incredibly stressful for everybody that I just can't figure out how anyone could be in the mood of playing MTG in the holidays.
But it's free for all kind of, or you can just go there and participate.
Because Nicolo just went up there and played the tournament, and there was a second tournament that they had on Sunday, which had like above 70 players, if I remember correctly.
I think he went up to Bottrop for the monthly league.
Ah, okay.
And he went also top 8 there, so two back-to-back top 8s.
But this from JK was also an Elm qualifier,
It
right?
was an Elm qualifier.
It was an European Legacy Masters qualifier.
So the first slot is kind of secured at the moment?
For the Germans, yeah.
For the Germans, yeah. It was a German guy also that won?
Probably think so.
Okay.
Should be. But he went with Mono White Initiative, but with a different take on it. He played the Mystic of the Stoneforge.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are playing or toying around what kind of exact shells. Are you playing on Archon? Are you on Spellbinder? Are you on Red or not? This is still kind of up in the air. I think the mainstays are for White Plume Adventure and 4 Seasoned Dungeoneer. And
the mana base.
The rest.
And the Lotus Petal.
The mana base.
Yeah, so, because they are deciding, is it Mox Diamond? Is it Chromox?
Yeah.
Are we playing Once Upon a Time? Or are we don't?
Yeah.
Do we play Red? Or do we splash another thing? It's pretty open currently. Because like Naya is also a thing. So it's like...
Also, I'm pretty sure there was a video from... I'm not sure, was it Brian Cook? I think it was Brian Cook, who played Mono Blue Combo Initiative or something like that for his channel.
Yeah,
so
works
there are
also.
all kinds of initiative out there. We don't play Magic anymore. We play the initiative.
Yeah,
Also works.
yeah. Marcus Abel played it like with the 4-drop and stuff like that.
Yeah, there are a lot of 4
Yeah.
drops. The White Plume Rancher is the only 3 drop.
Okay, yeah.
So the rest
It's-
are 4 and 5 drops.
It's pretty insane actually, because the only power level that they talk about to remove from the forward, but we are not in the ban talk. Are we?
No, we don't. We don't talk about bans. we. I think it's. No, let's talk about bans. I think it's too soon already. So, just try to have fun with the
Yeah,
format.
it depends.
It's great.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think we will talk about this special topic later today.
Mm-hmm.
But do we talk about another tournament, or do we want to talk about JK tournament?
Yeah, what I kind of mention here is that while Stefan Steiner won the LMS Trieste, we kind of had a small little, yeah, it was actually small, little tournament at our local game store. It is called the Big Legacy. It is kind of on a monthly basis.
I think it's more quarterly.
Or quarterly.
I have the feeling it's more quarterly. I think it's kind of strange because these kind of tournaments are always smaller than our weeklies.
Yeah,
I can't really grasp the reason why this is happening.
it's on a Sunday, I don't know, and I think this is also quite a good date for people to come. And yeah, but we were like 11 people. It's not really that big. Of course, it's like an FNM, and
Not really, because our FNMs are 22 to 28.
yeah, but a typical FNM from like different communities also have this kind of small
Yeah, for
numbers
sure,
sometimes. But we battled ourselves with bigger prize pool now. I played breakfast. I went pretty well actually, because we kind of made, okay, let's make it a little bit simple. We played 4 rounds and then cut to top 4. And I went 3-1 in the Swiss, only losing to initiative, unfortunately.
How? I mean, aren't you the boogeyman of initiative?
Yeah, kind of, yes, but the first, well, I was a little bit clumsy in the first hand that I got. I lost at least 2-1, I think, and I made a couple of mistakes in that. One game I kind of gave away because I was a little bit clumsy, and the second one was actually more like a Devon Texas draw. He played like Chalice on 1 and Thalia turn 1, or turn 1 and 2. And I had like 2 Swords of Blushes in my hand. Yeah, you kind of mull to 5 at that point. And because I completely wouldn't mind an early White Plume Adventurer, for example, or going for initiative. This would have been no problem, but
Turn to Talia.
Talia, and then also Spellbinder came into play, taking my one of my how's it called, Cephalid Illusionists, because at some point I had 3 Illusionists in my hand, but no Nomads or no Shuko, and he then just cast Chalice for 2, and I
Which
had
totally shuts off your deck.
yeah, kind of shuts up everything down, and then I was just dead. Yeah, it happens, of course. I did not really play the Optimate list to beat initiative because I did not play any Baleful Strix. Sometimes some people like to play this version as well. But yeah. Anyways, I got still into the top 4 and went on to battle in the finals actually against Alurin. But
2 mid-range combo decks.
2 mid-range
facing
combo
each
decks.
other.
Yeah, and actually this kind of matchup is really boggling my mind because I don't really... Yeah, we had a little bit discussion afterwards. We were not really sure who is kind of favored in this matchup. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because my opponent had the one of Bosejo in hand in 2 out of 3 games, which is a card that I really can't play around because I play Grand Abolisher, which Bosejo doesn't shut down. And this is a card that really it's not... It can be a problem if I have only my Shuko line, and I had 2 out of 3 games, I had only a Shuko line available. So,
yeah.
in that sense, yeah, maybe it's just bad luck or kind of. But
I
on the
think
other
it's
hand,
variance, yeah.
but I also think I did both wrongly, and I approached the matchup a little bit problem in a bad way, kind of. So in that sense, I really would like to test this matchup a little bit more to be sure. But anyways, I got crushed and Allurin took it all down, but it's fine. Second place anyways. Breakfast is still great and definitely one of the better combo decks to play at the moment.
And
Absolutely.
what was the other top 4 decks?
The other top 4, I think, was Mono White Initiative, then Naya Depth. We had 2 times Naya Depth, actually.
Okay.
This feels like a really easy matchup for me. And yeah, and myself and Allurin. This one was the top 4. So kind of diverse, actually. Delver was all out of the game because I think we had 2 Delver players, but they all lost.
Okay. And Elves probably with Chino.
Actually didn't know what Chino played, but I assume Elves, but no, he didn't fare all that good, I think. Yeah.
Bad luck.
Yeah, kind of.
Happens. Okay, so
we can really see. Okay. We have one more event. Do we want to talk about this? Or
This is kind of related to this
sure.
because this was kind of the testing, or a lot of people are preparing for this new event that is coming. It's a 1K in Vienna in 2 weeks.
So what are you playing in Vienna? Do you play the Squid War or do you play Bob Ross?
I'm actually really not sure. I hope that the thing is, Breakfast, I think I'm annoying a little bit more at the moment, and it makes sense to play it, of course. But for feel-wise, I really want to play Bob Ross. But I think I would have need more practice.
I think you should play Breakfast.
Yeah.
I also think you
I
should
think
play
so too.
Breakfast.
Because then I can borrow myself in your favors.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm not sure yet, but maybe because I bought all the cards for Chaos Painter.
I would suggest you play Painter this week on our weekly.
Yeah, I could.
And then try it next week in Vienna.
Yeah.
That's probably the smart way to do it, so you can get a feeling for Painter and if the deck actually suits you. And if you like the play style. I don't know, have you played matches with Painter already?
Kind of goldfishing only because the deck is not finished all yet.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance yet, but I will.
You have to learn the ways of Welder.
Oh yes.
Goblin
Yeah,
Welder
I
is
can-
one hell of a drug.
Yeah.
And I can see that these lines are often pretty complicated and not that easy to see. And if you are already a little bit into Philipp Breakfast, and meaning this is a 1K, so yeah, 1K is not that big, but it's one of the bigger, more price with higher price structure in Austria. I think you should play Breakfast for the best possible outcome.
I would also definitely play the Strix version because a lot more Delver and Initiative players I would expect there, I think. But yeah,
I think so too.
What about you guys? Do you have any?
Peter is pretty set that on Painter, am I right?
If I can borrow you the cards or lend you the cards.
I have to get some Fables. I have to rest covered, but I think Fables won't be that big of a problem to get.
True.
What
Yeah,
are they, 15 to 20?
25 to 30.
Oh my fucking gosh.
I got Furies covered because they are another big thing. I'm pretty good because I had my mind break traps already from my manaless stretch days.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, paint is okay. I mean, I need new great furnaces nowadays.
Yeah.
Because
New old border.
This is for
old border.
flexing, kind of.
It's only for flexing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got my City of Traitors and stuff like that. So this is all covered. But yeah,
You play the mono red version?
I will play also with Chaos Defiler.
The black red version.
Yeah.
So you can't play your very beautiful black border plateaus.
No, I won't play my
that
free
hurts.
FBBs.
That hurts.
Yeah, the problem is it's not playable. The way I played Painter for the last year. I played Painter with the mid-range plan, with Synthesizer, with Esper Sentinel and stuff like that, and it was really good to play. I really enjoyed it, and I went extremely well.
Yeah.
I think I had like a 70% win percentage at our locals, so
True,
it was like really, really good. But then they choose to play stuff like Meltdown and Seeds of Innocence. And then a Painter deck which goes heavily onto the board is way too fragile. maybe nowadays it could be better if I just play like 2 Phyrex and Dragon Engine in that, because then I have another way to recoup card advantage and stuff like that. And I think the deck would fare well with this, but I have to test it out.
There's
So
also this kind of monument, this 5-mana artifact that lets you draw.
the Might and the Meek Stone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is also something that people are experimenting with, even with the Chaos and Mono Red.
Yeah,
Painter.
for sure.
Yeah.
I've seen players like, I think he went second on a big challenge and stuff like that. He played
Can be
the
good.
one of Might and Meek Stone, because it's basically a remove spell or draw 2, and you can tap it for 2 mana. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's not acceleration because it comes late, but it's a really versatile remove spell that also draws a card.
A nice welder target.
A nice welder target.
Yes. What about you, Phil? Do you have your mind set on the 1K?
Pretty much. After the last testing session we had done, I'm pretty sure I will play and sleeving a White Plume Adventurer, but not in a mono white initiative way, because I want to
Twist it.
to play a bad version of a good deck. So yeah, I'm playing
The Phil way of
the
playing
Phil
Lego.
way of playing Magic. That's right. I'm going to play Bent Catherine. So
I mean, lists are running around with kind of the Stoneblade versions.
yeah, that's true. But I'm trying out
It's different, right?
Saint Catherine with Uro, Icefang Quartal, and White Plume Adventurer, Noble Hierarch. Yeah, so I can go turn 2 blind flip into Saint Catherine, and I have pretty much the initiative covered with Icefang Quartal and Stifle and Forces, and it's also in theory pretty good against the Elva.
Yeah, Codals and removal spells.
Yeah, and Catherines.
And Catherines, yes.
And Uro. So.
And Auras, yeah.
And funnily enough, the White Plume Adventurer is pretty great against control.
Yeah, absolutely.
So adding this card into the Catherine shell improves my abysmal control matchup by a huge amount. So suddenly this whole matchup becomes winnable, and that's something that didn't happen before with the tempo like shell that I played. I think the only weakness that I have found out in my testing are some things like probably again the mid-range control decks like Cephalid Breakfast and Allurn, and also the tribal decks like Goblins. I faced Goblins 2 times, and Goblins is so fucking hard with the Muxus. One time normal Goblins and one time Hoot Chain Goblins, and these 2 decks are completely destroying my deck, and also Elves, which is a pain in the ass to play against.
Yeah, you need to have a plan against Elf, definitely. I guess you can kind of ignore Goblins because, I mean, come on.
I mean, how many Hydroblast are you playing?
3.
How many Swords of Plowshares?
4.
How many Prismatic Ending?
3.
You're playing Stifle?
Yes.
How?
Yeah, Goblins is still a very, very bad matchup. Absolutely, it's abysmal.
Well,
Doesn't
Muxus
matter.
into everything and you're dead.
Yeah.
It
okay,
just happens so fast.
You really need to have, because you don't have a really
Do you play Wastelands?
No.
Okay.
No Wastelands.
It is really tough. Even if you kind of stifle Moxus or blast it or whatever,
The card advantage
you
from
don't close the
Ring
game.
Leader and
Yeah,
Muxus is too insane.
you don't close the game too much, and you don't have kind of a combo. You would do it just like this, and then I don't know, attack for 5, and then
Yeah, the
opponent gets to
pinpoint
recap.
removal is just pretty bad against tribal decks.
And for elves, but I think you really need to have a plan for elves.
Yeah, I think you need something like a Terminus or stuff like that.
It's a little bit tough because you have so many creatures on your own.
With Hierarchs, it's tough.
I would guess Canoness could work.
Yeah,
If you really
out of
want-
the sideboard, maybe,
Sideboard
but
wise, yes.
I don't want to spend too much thinking about these 2 decks or these bad matchups, because I got Delver covered and I got Initiative
Control?
semi covered and Control.
Yeah.
So these are the big 3, in my opinion, in the meta game at the moment.
And Naya Depths should also be
That
okay.
should also be great. I mean, I'm not sure how the Painter matchup is. That's probably really bad.
Could be.
against fast combo and boarding in. What
with Defiler, I guess.
Yeah, I've bought it in against Epic Gamble. I think 11 cards or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then the matchup felt really good. So I'm not sure what if I really should devote sideboard space to elves or
it would be like 1 or 2 canonists because they're versatile. Maybe they are storm pilot stuff and stuff like that. One of canonists is always good in shells like this.
That would be the Serenity slot then.
Yeah, for sure.
In this list, yeah.
I think it's kind of a matter of, because it seems since you said against what is it called, the combo deck that you have, no, the other one, the
Food chain
that you boarded 11 cards in for
Epic Gamble.
Epic Gamble, yeah. It seems that you have a lot of cards for combo. I think you have to debate if you want, if you anticipate facing a lot more combo or more elves. And if you say or think it's more likely that I face more elves, I would skim a little bit on the combo hit and then try to beat elves a little bit more, for example. And canonist could also be one nice way to cover both in kind of ways, because it is good against Epic Gamble, against Storm, of course. But it is less so good against Breakfast or Reanimator, of course. It also depends on what kind of combo decks you
for sure
think you face. It's a trade-off, of course, and it's still a mid-range deck, I would assume. It still feels like a mid-range deck. It's kind of in between the lines, and you kind of have to adapt your kind of sideboard plan to what you want to expect, in a sense. You can't cover everything, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm not sure how the meta will work out in Vienna, because at the moment, the paper metagame is so extremely different from Modo, from MTGO, and I simply can't find any lists to work with Catherine. That they're just not there, because Magic is today is mostly played on Modo, and if there are big tournaments happening, they're also dominated by Modo-inspired lists, and no one plays like Saint Katherine or Chaos Defiler Painter in these big events. Yeah. And so I think, in my opinion, we have 2 distinctive formats at the moment going on.
It's kind of the topic that we wanted to talk today. It's kind of like a split format.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a good segue into the main topic, actually, yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I give myself a little pat on the back. Yeah. Because we're 25 minutes or something in, and I wanted to switch up to our main topic today.
It is true. There have been a lot of discussions going on Twitter on this as well, and some card lists have been popping up here and there regarding cards that are not on Modo but should be, and
because they're so strong.
And this is the exact case. They are so strong that they should be and would definitely, or most likely, contribute in a way that we might actually having a complete different legacy format, which might even don't need any bans or I don't know, because right now Modo we only have kind of Mono White Initiative or Delver. These 2 decks are dominating.
Yeah, like in the showcase challenge from yesterday, Juju Bean was a showcase. I don't know. It was a challenge.
I think it was a showcase because it was like 8 or 9 rounds.
Okay, but he played Blue-Red Delver with a little Black Splash and 4 Snuff Outs and 1 Underground Sea. So this is totally, and the sideboard is totally tuned against Initiative and Delver.
He's playing like 3 Unchained Berserker in the sideboard, and I think a few blasts and stuff like that. So it's like basically only tuned against Blue-Red Delver, and Initiative and the 4 Snuff Out are great against Delver because they kill every creature and also the Merced Regent, which is traditionally a problem, except for the Pyroblast. And it's a really, really good card against Mono White Initiative because it clears like every initiative creature, and they usually go pretty soon out of bolt range.
Yeah, and their matchups were I think Blue Red Delva, Initiative, Blue Red Delva, or something like that. And
Something like that.
it's just insane. I mean the diversity on Modo is pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Whereas we can see in Paper Legacy, we were 11 people at our big Legacy, but there's a Lurn, there's Cephalid Breakfast, there's Initiative, and Nyadepts. I mean, when did Nyadepts
There was
win?
even Hogak.
Okay, what the fuck? What year is it?
But yeah, of course,
Still
I
not.
completely agree, and it's really concerning. But we had this kind of scenarios in the past where we are missing one or two impactful cards in Modo. This happens. I don't know what was the most recent card that has been added.
Minsk and Pooh.
Minsk and Boo, yeah, exactly, and it made an impact, a big impact. But now the list is
Pretty big.
and it gets kind of bigger every time. For example, Chaos Defiler, like we talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, Painter is a very good deck.
I
At the
mean,
moment. In
Painter
online.
had like a 50, 53, 54, 55% win percentage in the last challenge, which is really good. And about talking Minsk and Pooh was the best performing deck at like a 56, 57, 58% win percentage. And yeah,
Absolutely.
but there are a lot more cards to come, like Triumph of Saint Katherine. We are talking
This
like
Catherine deck.
for the third or fourth episode now that we are missing online, which is like a pretty long time.
Yeah, it should be, because I mean, maybe it is kind of this kind of banned versions that we popping up, or kind of temporary version. Also, this could also be a really big card for kind of miracles or a control version that might come to a resurgence.
Or for bug ain't, or bug ad nauseam tendrils, like the pair of old dice we are also talking about like 3 months now.
Pair of Dice Lost, yeah. This is, I think, a big card. A lot of people are still not decided, but since it is not online, you simply cannot test it all that much.
It's the same like with brewing up decks, or with tier 5 strategies. It doesn't 5-0, so it doesn't get played.
No.
It doesn't get played, so it doesn't 5-0. It's always the same circle.
Yeah.
And it's the same with these cards. They don't get played on Modo, and so they can't 5-0. Yeah, and nobody plays them, and we just don't have the data.
And like
the
you
raw
said
data.
earlier, people are really basing their research on the Modo meta before they attend a paper event, and this really reflects the paper events as well. I mean, of course, you see Chaos Painter in
events.
Yes, for example, there have been one in the top 8 of this SCG New Jersey 5K or something like this. It's popping up, of course, but still, I don't think the because there's a limited paper events, we really would need these kind of cards in the online meta game. Yeah,
the problem is, like, even if we're talking about brewing and stuff like that, not that it doesn't get on the 5.0 lists. The problem is, like, you don't have so many players to test about usually at home. If you're a brewer and are living like far away from an LGS and stuff like that, you have no chance in brewing with those cards. And because like online you get so many more games in paper, it's just way slower the process. So
absolutely.
Yeah, you need to meet up, you need to build your deck physically, and then you have to sit down and play, and to get 4 to 5 matches in, you need at least a whole evening.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And how much data can you really get out of 4 to 5 matches? That's nothing.
It's nothing. Yeah.
And mostly against the same opponent, which has the same play mistakes.
And also the same decks.
And the same behavior. So it's like you need the online environment to test your decks.
Absolutely.
And this is a really big missing here.
I would be very, very, very interested to test Comet, Stellar Pup, for example.
Oh wow, I
As
also need to get 2 copies of it.
Originally,
they are still pretty cheap with 6 or 7 euros.
I think this is kind of a hidden gem, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe just for Cheska, I don't know. Maybe also for 4-color, I don't know. I think it's worse than Minsk and Boo.
Maybe for Maru.
Maybe for Maru.
But do you know it has like a 1.2 or 1.4% chance of winning you the game at the same
At the
turn it
spot.
ends?
Yeah.
It's not zero.
It's not zero.
But I think even if it's random, the modes are on average, I would assume, beneficial for
Every
kind
mode
of
is good, yeah.
for almost any board state. I mean, yeah.
And you can't interact with it because the modes aren't chosen. The modes are chosen on resolution, so you can't. I mean, you can stifle it, but you don't know if it's good or nothing. Good or something.
Yeah. So the reroll mode is kind of part of the resolution, right? Yeah. It goes on and on. If you, I don't know, hit 6 twice in a row or something like this.
No, I think
Or is it
then
not?
it says
Not.
you can activate it twice
sure.
again.
Again.
Sure.
But it's like if you shoot the damage or you exile something. I'm not sure what it does.
You deal X to any target and then you lose 2 loyalty.
No, you don't deal to any target because it doesn't target.
But you can hit your opponent.
Yeah, you choose.
Okay, you choose.
And then, so it
This
gets
is
around
part of
hexproof.
the So you activate it, you roll, and then when this kind of damage mode is hit, then you just immediately deal the damage, and no interaction can be done in between.
That's right.
This is really good.
Because against choose it doesn't target, yeah.
And it can also kill.
I'm gonna look this up right now. Because
What can it kill? A hexproof creature. Can it also kill hex?
It can kill a Del up to 5. So it basically can kill a seasoned dungeoneer.
And since it doesn't target, it gets around hexproof, for example.
Yeah.
Just like
I'm
Defiler.
looking it right up because I don't want to talk any bullshit.
Maybe.
But it can hit your opponent. I'm pretty sure about this.
Yeah.
Combat Stellar Pup deals damage equal to the number of loyalty counters on him to a creature or player. Then -2.
Yeah, it doesn't target.
It doesn't target.
Yeah. That's nice.
And that's part of the resolution. So there's no playing around. And you get 2 1/1 green scroll tokens. They gain haste until end of turn. No playing around.
It's really good against initiative.
Return a card with mana value 2 or less from a graveyard to your hand. Again, no target.
Yeah.
And again, on resolution.
Mm-hmm.
So no surgical or something, you get the card.
Yeah, that's actually good.
So every mode is strong on its own.
Yeah.
And it has the 1 point something percentage of winning the game right on the spot.
This will be a big player, I think. I mean, maybe
if it hits Moto anytime.
I don't think it's better than Minskabu, but it's...
Yeah, and they have the same problem because of dying to Hydroblast.
Yeah, at the moment Hydroblast is really strong and a pretty big player. There's a reason why I'm playing 3 of in the sideboard.
Yeah, you need it against Selva and against Control, mostly.
It's so strong, oh my gosh.
Also good against Painter or anything else, of course.
Yeah, because
no,
fuck
you
your
don't.
Painter, fuck your Painter.
No.
Yeah. But yeah.
The next card on the list that we're talking about, which isn't on MTGO, is Mind Goblin.
Do you mind Goblin is nuts?
Oh yeah, I waited for this joke.
Your favorite Guacamole Goblin.
Yeah.
But what's the best way to do it? Is it something?
Delusional or something like this.
Delusionary Goblin.
This grants you 6 mana.
But I like the Guacamole Goblin way more.
Yeah.
It's
just
Guacamole is like 4?
5.
5.
Yes.
Guacamole, yeah. I think it's 5.
This would be a big player for goblins, of course. Definitely hitting or getting at maxes way earlier.
So like the Delusionary Goblin, well, maxes.
Yeah.
And then you what do you
Another
do?
Delusionary Goblin.
Another
for
maxes.
the next, no, I think you can only get 1 sticker for each game out of those.
Yeah,
okay.
I think.
Yeah.
But then you hit something like Goblin War Chief, Mog War Marshal, Pile Driver, and maybe another Pile Driver.
And Munition Expert, right? This can also hit the face, I think.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. It's pretty
bloody.
much turn 1 kill, so bam. I mean, yeah, it's especially Christmas Land, but
yeah, I have to say I really like the sticker thing, that it's not you get the sticker card when you play the card, but the sticker cards are chosen and revealed to your opponent at the start of the game. So your opponent can calculate how many mana your Mind Goblin can make.
Yeah.
Because it's like if it would be random, you have to always assume it's 6. But yeah, sometimes it's only 4 or only 5.
And this is public information.
It's public information, at the beginning of the game, which is
before mulligans, am I right?
Kind of, I think,
Yeah.
At the start of the game.
At the start of the game is before
Kind of the
mulligans,
same phase when you have to reveal a companion, I think.
Okay, yeah.
I guess
should be
maybe,
the same thing. Like when you present your deck, you have to also present your sticker deck, and then they choose 3 of the sticker cards that you will get.
At random, of course, but yeah.
At random.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the sticker cards amount to, I don't know, 3 mana or something,
It's
then you
always
don't
4.
need, then it's at least 4.
You choose the 10 sticker deck that you have. You can do it in such a way that every sticker card has at least one name with 4 on it. So it's always 4 at the minimum.
And when you choose 3 of those, I think it's 90% that it's 5. And then like 60% then it's 6.
Yeah.
That you hit the delusionary.
So on average, it's between 5 and 6 actually. That
So
you will hit. Like if you would be a little bit pessimistic, you can say, okay, kind of always 5.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I can see this. But that's a big player in the mulligan decision. If you need force or not in the first turn.
Because it changes.
It changes so much if you get a 6 mana or 5 mana. Or 4, for example,
Yeah. And maybe we see him in Storm or something like that. Because it's like a better... How is the card? A Seething Song.
Seething Song, yeah. But it produces 6 mana or 5.
5. Seething Song is 3 mana for 5.
So it's kind of on... Actually,
it's a Seething Song with a body.
But it cannot be flashbacked with Past in Flames, the Goblin.
I mean, if in modern
who
it
the
could
hell
be
plays
breached.
Past in Flames when we get Paradise Lost?
True, but then you don't play red for anything else, actually.
Yeah, because Past in Flames is like 2018.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, when was Past in Flames printed? 2012, 13?
Innistrad, original Innistrad, yes.
Pretty old. Do we have... What is Poxwalkers? Is it played in Pox or is it another card?
It is a free one with Death Touch for, I think, 3 mana. And if you cast any spell from any other place in your hand, you can reanimate it tapped.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
pretty
like
cool.
Flashback Faithless Looting, you get the Poxwalkers back. Flashback Cabal Therapy,
you get it back.
Flashback, get the Poxwalkers back. And I'm not really sure right now, but I think you can sacrifice the Poxwalker to the Cabal Therapy, and the Poxwalker triggers again and you get him back.
Yes, because you have to pay the costs and then it gets cast and then it triggers again. Yes, I think so. This would work. Yeah,
it's the phasing thing.
Yeah, would
pay costs, announce spell.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, announce
targets, then pay costs, and then put the spell on the stack.
Yeah,
it's like with Emery, where you can cast it with Lotus Battle.
No, this is another thing because it checks the costs when you announce the spell, and then you have to pay the mana.
It's basically
before the paying of the mana, the cost reduction and the cost increase will be applied. Yes, this is kind of in between. Yeah, so first announce, then the targets and everything, then cost reduction, and then pay the costs, and then it's actually cast. Then
and so that's the same thing. And in the Dredge Discord, they are not really fond of Poxwalkers.
Not really.
No, as far as I know,
it's too much of a mid-range card, I think, for them.
Because you need to get fast nowadays with Dredge.
It's probably one big problem that it enters the battlefield tapped.
Yeah. But they're playing Priced Amalgams now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of similar.
Yeah, because they're playing 4 Force of Will in the sideboard.
Oh, okay. A blue card to pitch.
Yeah, that's the reason. And I really like the new Dredge list because they're fast again. And even sometimes the old Flamekin Sealot pops up, which is... Oh my god, the nostalgia hits me.
Flankin Sealot. What's this?
When it comes into play, every creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn and haste.
And it costs like 4 mana or something
4 mana.
Yeah.
It's 1 red and 3 generic?
It's 3 red, white. Is it?
It's Boros, right?
It's Boros.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure. I think it's 1 red, white, or 1 white, red, or something like that. It's pretty restrictive cost.
Dread return.
Yeah, just right. You go Mako, you put a Necromoebas, then you sack everything to Cabal Therapy or to Dread Return, and then, oh well, bam!
Yeah.
Flame King Zero did that.
Okay, fair enough.
And you need to get under initiative. That's why you're doing it again.
You have to go fast.
Back then, when I played Dredge, you were more of a quad laser style build, which is really mid-rangey and can grind pretty well. But yeah, nowadays you lose finishes.
Yeah. Also, you can try it in Madness, I think.
That's
would
true,
work
yeah.
with Madness, for example. Or, I don't know, maybe Hogak in some way, because Gravecrawler works, Hogak works. Could be that it will see some play.
Yeah, could be.
Could be. Not sure.
I'm not sure if it will
Because,
raise Hogak to a new beginning.
Gravecrawler. Yeah, no. Kind of a brain. Because I thought to myself, if you don't have any creatures, you could just Gravecrawler and then the Poxwalker will come back, but it will be tapped, and actually you can't cast Gravecrawler when you don't have any creature, so it doesn't work. For Hogak, I mean. But
for Hogak, yeah. It doesn't really work for Hogak, but for Madness,
yeah,
it's pretty nice.
Maybe, yeah.
Because it triggers from the Basking Root Wall or something.
Exactly, for any...
because it's
any Madness
card
card.
from your
anywhere.
hand.
Yeah, not from a hand. Yeah.
So
Seems
like-
good. But do you know what you can do with it too? You can cast Expressive Iteration and cast your Brainstorm from the Excel and get it back.
I mean, I could see a Grixis variant maybe. Yeah. But let's just hope that we don't have Expressive Iteration anymore in the format when these cards get put on mono.
What else do we have?
The next big thing here is Ravenloft Adventure.
Maybe kind of can put the next two cards together.
And Undermountain Adventure.
But I have to look up the Undermountain Adventure.
Those cards are just initiative cards. 4 mana initiative. The Ravenloft is the black one, 3/4, and the Undermountain is the green one, also a 3/4.
Okay, it's this one, yeah, the green one, yeah.
And I think it can generate some mana. I don't know.
Yeah, each of those have some effects that will happen, and it will happen better if they rolled through the whole dungeon. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
So the Ravenloft Adventurer is a 3/4. You take the initiative. If a creature an opponent controls would die instead exiled and put the hit count on it. So it's something like
it
a
will
worse
just
version of a Leyline of the Void or a Doughty Void Walker.
Yeah, and it will deal 1 damage for each of the hit counters in each upkeep. If you completed the dungeon.
Whenever a Ravenloft Adventurer attacks, if you've completed a dungeon, defending player loses 1 life
attacks.
for each card that they own in exile with a hit count on it.
Okay.
That's also not really bad, actually.
Yeah,
it's mostly a 4-man initiative card.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's a small side.
But the reason why this is so big is you can then play 12 initiative creatures
in black.
In mono black.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have the Vicious Battle Rager, the Ravenloft Adventurer, and how's the last one called?
I think you can remove the 5-drop from the deck then.
No, yeah, and now it's a
4 and a 5-drop. Am I right? Or are they both?
No, both 4. Both
okay.
4. I'm pretty sure there is a 5-drop, but I'm not sure how it is called right now. The black one, but yeah, it's mono black has you can play Ancient Tombs and Dark Rituals.
Yeah, Ancient Tomb, Dark Ritual, Chromox, Lotus Petal,
and you're pretty much set
it's the same
for
in black with a little bit of a better thing because you have Dark Ritual, but then you lose access to all the good white removal spells. You lose access to.
But you have Snuff Out.
Okay, you have Snuff Out, but you still lose the Chalice of the Void too.
Yeah.
Never play Chalice of the Void Dark Ritual deck. No,
it doesn't work.
No,
it doesn't work.
I don't think you need Chalice of the Void for initiative decks. Right now, the mono white initiative decks, there are 2 distinctive versions.
Yep.
The ones are playing Swords of Plagias and the other ones playing Chalice of the Void.
Yeah.
And I don't think you need Chalice because you can just play Fortsues.
Sometimes they also play it in the sideboard.
But you need the board removal to have the board control, and I think you lose that when you switch over from white to complete black. because
I
like
don't
Solitude, the
You need
enchantment, Swords of
more removal,
Plowshares, it's insane.
It will anyways not be better than the mono white version for sure.
Probably not. Yeah, that's true.
The support is
But
just
then
better.
what if really White Bloom Adventurer hits the ban?
Might
then
be interesting then. Yeah.
Then I think the mono black version is far superior.
Maybe just black white. I don't know.
Black white scan. Now we're into territory that I like.
Or the red white list with Once Upon a Time. I
That's
think
really
is the thing, because you need the consistency for the turn 1.
Yeah.
Then we have Zephyrim.
Yeah, I can explain
Sephiroth.
this card. It's a 4 mana miracle one. For 2 mana, it has squad 2. And it's a free flying vigilance card. And it's really nice when you miracle it and you squad it once. It costs 2 mana. You get 2 copies. The squad means you can
Additional
2 mana.
Pay 4
It's like
mana for 2 free flying lifelink. Flying
Exactly.
vigilance. Yeah,
It's
Exactly.
like kicker.
it's kicker for creatures, yeah.
Yeah, kick
okay.
for creatures.
And Embiggen is like the thing that pumps your
Non-brush
poisonous infect creature.
Yeah, your non-brush wreck creature.
And I think it's at least
Non-brush
+5/+5 or +4/+4.
It's at least +4/+4 because Blighted Ancient
Is a Phyrexian, it's a human, it's a creature, and
Phyrexian, human, creature, rogue.
and a rogue. Yeah.
Yeah, it's +4/+4.
And for the artifact land, it's also like land artifact creature, Phyrexian,
Blinkmoth or Inkmoth.
and Inkmoth. Yeah.
Yeah, so +5/+5. So that's also a pretty huge card for Infect.
And yeah, we will see how our friend from Belgium, Sandens,
Yeah.
will fare with it. I was currently not sure if it was Netherlands or Belgium,
Oh my.
because he played a lot in the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are so far away from each other, so yeah.
Yeah.
It works.
But
I think this kind of wraps it up nicely. What do you guys think?
That's why I said in the beginning, I think it's too soon to call for any bans.
No. This is a really big list that really needs to be on Modo, and therefore I also would completely disagree, because you earlier said you wanted to see expressive iteration gone before these cards hit Modo. I would never do that.
Yeah, that's true. That was just my hatred against Delva.
Yeah, the first thing is these cards need to be released,
Yeah.
and then we'll see what happens.
I think it was just a realistic assessment from Phil. It will happen in this order.
But maybe it's more realistic actually that they will ban before they will.
Yeah, the
release
problem
these
is
cards,
like,
which is completely.
what do you
bonkers.
want? Like 4 or 5 months of the current metagame we have? Until all of those cards will enter MTGO, or
Not
do you
sure.
want to see something? I mean, maybe we have to give it like a month or so. Maybe we can see like 4-color control are shaping up the meta, because they're a good tag against both of those apparently. Or like Painter getting up the ground, but then Delva plays another Hydroblast in the bottom,
And everything is clear.
and the same goes for 4-color control. But this is the reason currently that Delva is hedging a lot against like the initiative decks and stuff like Jujubin, which is playing like the one of Underground Sea with the 4 Snuffled in the main deck. Maybe we see a resurgence of a small Grixis Delva list or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we get into slow Grixis Delva, then they cut the Delva for Baleful Strix and maybe we see a beautiful metagame. Let's give it a few weeks and then we will see how it fares.
Yes, I think so too.
I'll just go over the normal stuff. If you like what we are doing, consider following us on our socials. It's @response_legacy. You can find me on Twitter. It's @PhinnicMTG, PHINEKMTG. Daniel, where can we find you and your squids?
You can find my squids and myself
Porn.com.
You can find me at Flying Delva on Twitter, where we can find you, Peter.
You can find me and my beloved unicorns
Yes.
at Twitter. It's @unicornlord.
I was gonna say Bob Ross, but I didn't really find a nice joke.
me and my pencil.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter. It's @unicornlord, but the O in the Lord is a 0. and I think we will close this episode with an in response, the end.
This was In Response, a Legacy podcast. If you enjoyed the ride, feel free to support the show by following, leaving a review, or subscribe on patreon.com/response_legacy.